How's it going, everybody? So I'm here at Tall Timbers Research Station, and I'm in a pretty special place. These are the Stoddard fire plots. What I'm standing in right now is a plot that has been burned every year during March, every year since 1960. So 60 years of burning in this. And this grasshopper, I think, is a really good pivot point for us to think about what's happening in this community. So notice when you're looking around, you see all these grasses. There actually are not that many forbs and almost no woody plants in this community, so not many trees. There are some that are resprouting, but this kind of structure with all this bare ground in here is really important for a lot of birds, things like quail that we're also interested in. And we see a really high productivity of insects like this grasshopper right here that are important food sources for those species. So now I'm in the 2-year fire return interval. So every 2 years since 1960, this plot has been burned. And I think it's a great example for you to see long term how does changing the fire return interval change things. So remember, in the other one we had a dominance of grasses. We still have plenty of grass mixed in this plant community in this one. This has been the same time since fire. They're both 10 months since they were burned. Just one has 2-year return interval. The other one is burned every single year. Now we have forbs that are coming in. Of course, this is the dormant season, so you can't see the leaves on that, but that's showy partridge pea right there. We're also starting to see some brambles move in, so we have blackberry kind of popping up and a few woody plants popping into this community. There's a little less bare ground, but still relatively high insect production like the other one. And we're getting some seed production from these forbs that are important for some of these bird species. Okay, now we're in the Stoddard plot that's a 3-year fire return interval. Again, we're only 10 months since this has been burned, so not even a full year that plants have had to respond to being burned. We still do have some plants that are similar to the other community. We just have far less species represented. So we still have a couple of grasses, but much more dominated by woody plants, and you're starting to see things like the sweet gum and water oak that are colonizing the site. They're able to persist at least as a much higher component of the structure. And in a place like this, we are starting to get some bare ground again, but it's because shade is starting to do this. It's not because of the same collection of plant characteristics. And insect production that's probably quite a bit lower for something like a quail that's trying to eat insects for some of their life stages. So seed production, this is probably not quite as high either. So we're already, by just having a 3-year interval in this longleaf system, it's already getting toward the boundary of how long we would want to have between fires occurring. And this is why, because that structure changes so quickly. Now, there is some value to having this kind of structure, and we can talk about that for other species, having this in some places. But the majority of the area in longleaf, we probably want to lean towards those more frequent fire return intervals. Appreciate you tuning in. Stay tuned for more information like this.